Alright, now we are testing the GTX 1080 with Cyberpunk 2077. We are testing it with the i7-10700K and 32 gigs RAM. The game is running off of a Crucial MX500 2TB SSD as the game recommends. The model of 1080 that I'm using is the Asus ROG Strix, which is probably one of the best cooler designs for the 1080. First settings we have is 1080p. Okay, it switched itself here. 1080p on ultra settings, just the ultra preset, no ray tracing, and okay. Starting the FPS average benchmark thing. I found that this car does not handle well at all, but that's okay. Card is maxed out, and we're using just over 5.5 gigabytes of VRAM, so we still have another 2.5 gigabytes of free VRAM. This game honestly uses a lot less system RAM than I expected. It is staying just over 8 gigabytes. And I didn't really see any drops during that little engagement. I ran away because I honestly didn't want to die. But staying around the mid-30s right now, and it's fairly playable. I was just using 1080p high settings right before I started recording, and I was getting about 15 FPS more than this. It was staying around 50 and did not look much worse than this. So and I am bad at driving with or without high FPS. How has this car not blown up? Weird how it pops up little dialogue boxes. Okay, there we go. I think it's... Okay, well, I started it just after the FPS jumped, but it was high 30s. I will try and put the numbers before. Okay, next up we've got the medium preset at 1080p again. No ray tracing. Okay, here we go. Sort of a new FPS count. The FPS isn't that much higher than what it was with Ultra. Only like 20 FPS, which I mean I guess is decent improvement, but for the Ultra preset versus medium, I'd say it's not that much. So this is using about 6 gigabytes of VRAM, which still leaves another 2 gigabytes. So very comfortable. But that does also mean that if you are running similar settings with a somewhat comparable 6 gigabyte graphics card, such as a 2060 non-super or a 1660 Ti or something, you would be just at the edge. Oh boy. Okay, now we are testing the Ultra preset at 1440p. Oh, wow, that is a lot of frame drop. I mean, whenever we were getting mid-30s at 1080p Ultra, I don't... It is to be expected, I guess, but that just goes to show new high-end games require new high-end hardware, I guess. at least to run it. High settings and high FPS. Someone might consider this fine, I guess, but without motion blur, it might not be that bad. Ah, those lighting effects back there. It did drop the FPS a bit. Honestly, this isn't terribly far off from playable. I would consider this game more cinematic. It's not like Battle Royale where if you don't have high FPS, you'll die. Which, I mean, there's fight scenes and everything, which might be more FPS dependent, but low 20s. I saw 20 FPS, the lowest. Wasn't good at hitting shots whenever the FPS was higher, let alone low FPS. So alright, there we go, 24 average. Alright, the final settings I am testing is the medium preset again, this time at 1440p. And starting the FPS benchmark. This is similar FPS to the 1080p Ultra. So mid to low 30s. At least right now. And this is a more dense area, I think. So and we're using 6.5 gigabytes of VRAM. So again, 6 gigabyte graphics card would struggle a bit more. That was interesting. I wonder how the 1650 that I just tested would perform in this game. I might test that next, I'm not positive. And it looks like I am stuck here, so Oh, I actually got them. Nice. But I'm out of ammo. Nice. Alright, well, that is that, I guess. Alright, conclusion time. This card isn't bad for this game, but where the problem does lie is the pricing. That is the box only, and so the cheapest actual one that you can buy on eBay. Well, that one just sold actually, but that $475. Then we've got this one here, which is 480, but it does have weak fans, as it says right at the top. So this one's the blower card, so pretty trash. Cheapest one that appears to be in good condition is $475 with $15 shipping. So you're looking at $490 for this one that I just did the testing on. I bought about a month ago. I paid $310. So with that price, can't complain a whole lot. But whatever, you're paying $200 over that. So you buy one now. I don't know about that. Okay. So if there is any hardware suggestions or game suggestions, or just video ideas in general, I have plans to do more. Here's at least most of the games that I have installed. I might be willing to download some others if there is demand for them, but that is what I have on hand, and I buy computer hardware all the time, so I will try and test as much of what comes in as I can just to get more stuff out there.